I'm Lisa Kanicki from the Ocean Community Chamber of Commerce, and I'm here today with
Trish Watson, the owner of Stonington Consign to Design in Stonington Borough at 132 Water Street.
and you're watching Business Over Breakfast.
Get out of bed, the business is calling, the coffee is ready. Wake up with the best, so wake up with the best. Business over breakfast with the Ocean Community. Business over breakfast with the Ocean Community.
So Trish, the shop is so beautiful. Please show us around a little bit and tell us something about this awesome collection that you have on display.
Well, we are very fortunate. We have great consigners who bring us beautiful things, and we like to just change it up all the time. So people come in and we move things and they say, "Oh, you've got new stuff." And it's like, "No, it just moved from wall A
There's
to
a lot to look at. So
There
I
is a
can
lot
see.
to look at. And our collections come from all over the place, really. It's somebody downsizing, somebody moving into a smaller house or a Stone Ridge type location, new people in the area. A lot of the young people are buying period homes here, so they want to be authentic.
Yeah, they want to
So
have
they're
something
coming
more
in here and
interesting
they're
with
like,
character.
"Wow, this is really cool stuff."
Yeah, there's a lot of one-offs and things that have
Exactly,
a unique
exactly.
feel to it and a story behind it.
That's what we love the most. The story is really, when we do the research on a piece, both my husband and I dig, and we just love to come up with a story. And he's a historian, so he loves to really get
He
into
really
the
appreciates
details.
it. Yeah, but that's great.
Anyway, but it's fun. It really is. And it's interesting. And the people are great. We're just so lucky that we have such a great following. This is our 12th year in business. So we've.
And are you always looking for new consigners?
We do. We're kind of packed right now, so I kind of slow down a little bit until the season really gets
We've got to
into
get
full
people
gear.
to come in so we can get some
Absolutely.
inventory out and
Absolutely.
let
Yeah,
some
it
new
was
consigners come
it was a
in.
very, very slow winter all the way through April. So now we're really trying to make up for that. So we can take more new things. But we have some things in storage that we keep rotating in. So
Great.
that's good too.
Why don't you point out a few
Sure.
things and we'll take a little tour of the store.
This is a very special botanical collection. It's beautifully framed. Some of them, are kind of reproductions, but this is the real classic vintage, probably like late 1800s, and
Gorgeous.
very well cared for. Botanicals are big. They sell. People are garden oriented
Classic
around
and-
here,
yep.
classics, and
Beautiful.
they make a nice thing. We also have. We have a lot of original art, so of local artists and other not local. This artist happens to be somebody that works next door. 3 of those are hers, and we have we just try to rotate again to give everybody a fair chance to have their things in here. We just acquired these gorgeous little lamps, which I think are so beautiful.
I was eyeing those.
Oh
Yeah,
my
they're
God, they're
classic.
just
They're so beautiful.
the colors are so pretty. They're very, the Asian look really sells well here. So we always get a lot of blue and white and a lot of that Chinese or cloisonne or hand painted lamps. So that's really great. I neglected to mention these 2 pieces of art. Sometimes we get something and we think, well, is it really a good thing? Is it special or whatever? This was very special. It was an English family, 2 brothers, who both painted very similar styles, 1855, 1853,
Wow.
and they painted these probably like in the early 1900s. Yeah, so they're not reproductions, they are originals, and they're very well priced, at $1,600 for the pair.
Wow.
So a collector that really understands that art. We also have kind of a special collection of Quimper, because the factory owner lives here, and the guy who owned the factory
Long history in
lives here.
Stonington.
Yes, so people, and it's almost funny because people will come in and it will be the children of the people who owned it.
So they grew up with these on
Exactly.
their table and
they
at
say,
family
"Oh,
gatherings, and it brings back memories.
yeah, my Nana used to give us cereal on those bowls," and so they have an emotional attachment more so than their mother, because it's a skipped generation.
Got
So
it.
that's what's happening. That generation
How
is
neat.
appreciating the value and the creativity that some of these old pieces bring.
Yeah.
And we really try to get the super unusual old ones too, because they really sell the
I mean,
best.
back in the day, this was a destination.
Oh.
Simply for that pottery studio.
It-
People came from everywhere, and that collection was really special, and it was a draw card for
Exactly.
the town of Stonington.
These are kind of interesting here.
I was looking at these
Yeah.
earlier, and the story behind these is really
These
super cool.
are, this is very Victorian. King George fell in love with a woman who was a widow, Catholic, and a commoner. And so she had 3 strikes and could not marry him by law. So they went and had their eyes painted, and they had like either a pin or a necklace with just a little thing of their eye that was a symbol of their love. And that was their secret marriage. So the gal who does these works with us here in the shop, she painted all these eyes. So she's got a series of 8 to 10 different eyes that she's done. And we always give the people the little slip that talks about the history.
Very
So
cool.
she turned these into coasters. She's also done little originals of eyes. There's some in the window. So people walk in and they immediately gravitate to those coasters.
Yeah, they definitely are intriguing. I'm really excited about this area over here, and then of course your America 250 hallway.
Oh, right,
is,
right. We'll go
catching
now.
my eye, so we'll get to that at some point.
Yeah, this area is this is interesting. The space is small, so it's hard when we take something big. But this table has 2 extension leaves that are this big. So without the leaves, the table's a normal size for a dining room. So I have a client who's interested in a big dining table. So I put the leaves in and restaged it to show them how many people they could see
Got it.
at a dinner party, which is, they're going to come in and take a look at it today. More
It's
art.
beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
So a couple questions. If somebody buys a piece of art or a piece of furniture, do you handle the shipping for them?
Most
or
people
they're
take
on
it
their
with
own?
them. Most people take it with them. Very seldom. I just shipped a whole set of dishes to California, which is very unusual that somebody would
Okay.
do that. But they were unusual dishes, so she wanted them.
Yep.
But we do handle the shipping if somebody has a need. Most people, if they're visiting, it's kind of like art is about as big as something they can buy that they can put in a carry-on.
Sure.
Over here, this is another interesting. There were these 2 artists, Mackenzie and Childs, and they were noted for their hand-painted, pastel-y kind of color things. It was a married couple. They were from upstate New York. They had a big barn that they used to have these big sales, and everybody was into it back in the late 70s, 80s. But the interesting thing is, these pieces that I have here were before they really incorporated into their company. It was their own studio where they made these things, and this woman who owned these was lucky enough to get the collection.
Wow, the advanced
So,
collection.
Egg
really.
cups that
Wow.
somebody thought they were candle holders. I said, well, you'd have to have a candle with a round bottom. So this beautiful cabinet, by the way, is just a wonderful thing to explain. This is another 1800s piece, and the quality of the workmanship is just gorgeous.
I love the corner pieces. They don't take
Yes.
up as much room.
No, they're-
and they really enhance the space.
Absolutely. This is, I think, a fairly local artist, a New England artist, and I got the biggest kick out of researching her because she said, the way I describe my art is it's the art of chaos, which I thought was pretty clever.
I know some people that would describe their life that way. But that's cool.
And we have, more compare and more in the cabinet there that really is.
Great accessories.
Accessories.
home decor, something.
I feel
Pieces
like
of
we could be the
interest.
best gift shop for a wedding gift with the stuff that we
Yeah,
have.
because it's really unusual.
Unusual. Even on this table, Simon Pierce, Tiffany, Baccarat, we really get some beautiful pieces.
The
And,
Simon Pierce pieces they just hold their value.
They
People
do.
love them.
They do.
Folks who collect them
They're gorgeous.
go crazy. I've got a
Yeah,
friend
that's
in
a
the
bowl
chamber
over
world
there too.
that collects them.
And this is an interesting. This is a view from Wall Street, looking down Wall Street, which is the next block over. And this piece, this woman moved from Philadelphia, and her friend came up to visit, and she was an artist, and she was out walking around, and she just captured this shot, and went and painted the screen and gave
Fantastic.
it to her friend as a housewarming
Wow.
gift.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah,
gorgeous.
no, it's beautiful. So if you want to take
Yeah.
a touch of the borough home with you,
Yep.
this is a great
Yeah,
piece
it's-
as a room divider or just a backdrop to.
And
Add some color.
one of the merchants here came in and said, "Oh my God, that was my cottage. I lived in that
Oh,
house."
how
So,
neat.
so there's a local. It's a lot of times if we have some local artists, people know they just see it and they go, "Oh my gosh, that's a Juan O'Callahan. I want that
They
piece."
recognize it right away.
They do.
Let's take a walk
Down
down.
the-
I'm gonna let
this
you
is the
lead.
mirror.
It's narrow, so I'm going to stay behind.
This is a little tight. It's the
I
Hall
love
of
it,
Mirrors
though.
and Art. You know, it's kind of like, you know, we try to
Tucked right in.
tuck everything in. We have two of these Federal mirrors. This is the 250 anniversary wall. This one is an antique. It's Regency period. It's carved, very beautifully made and well preserved.
Get a close up of that eagle. He
Yeah,
is
look at that eagle.
gorgeous.
Is really something. So, and then we have this one, which when people look at it, they say, well, why is that one so much more expensive than this one? This is a reproduction. But it's really a gorgeous reproduction. I mean, they've captured the leaves, a beautiful eagle, so it's definitely a piece that would fit.
And priced to sell, I might add.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And then we had some period pieces of Stonington so we could kind of bring the local flavor. And anything to do with sailboats or nautical, we do very well with. I mean, there's a whole list of people that we have that want, you know, I call when we get some new marine art, marine art in. So this is kind of interesting because this is an actual piece of the sail
Oh,
from
very unusual.
right from America. So you know, just you never know that, you know, just to say we have something for everybody. We have a great piece of pop art here.
Oh my gosh, that's hysterical. For the plumber in your life.
Exactly.
I can think of a couple. Oh my gosh, that is funny.
It's an original.
It's whimsical.
It's whimsical. Yeah, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely something for everybody.
Now, you have so much inventory and it changes, obviously, because you're dealing with so many different consigners. Do you have a website for those who are watching?
You know-
and if so, how up to date is it? Because
We
it must
do-
be impossible to keep up with.
It's very hard. We don't have a website for that reason. By the time you get it on there and it sells, then you have to go through the whole process. Facebook and Instagram allow us to do it ourselves.
Yep.
Quickly, if it's
Got it.
because people say, well, you shouldn't advertise it if you don't have it. Well, I need a coder to go in and change the website.
Constantly,
I don't.
right.
So that's how we usually do it.
Makes
And we're in the process now. We're working with a gal who's helping us with our social media because we just finally admitted the fact we can't do it ourselves because we just have too much
Well,
to
your
just be in the
husband and
shop.
wife team here doing quite a lot. So if
Absolutely.
you don't presently follow Stonington Consign to Design on Facebook, this is your friendly reminder to do that so that you get their video content or some of their postings come up in your feed. That way you can see what they have. And let's continue going
Thank
this
you, Lisa.
direction.
Yeah, over here, so I mentioned that the artist who has this wall, basically this is kind of her little mini gallery. But what I love is that she's got such incredible range. When you look at the pieces that she's done, I never even knew what a narwhal whale was. They are so popular here, they fly off the wall. They're really good. But
Literally.
then you look at the detail of something that she's done, this Russian egg, she loves the close-up of animal eyes, and then there's a still life. So there's something for everybody.
Yeah,
You
her
know,
range is-
the little
is
dog
wild.
dressed up with his bow tie and
Cute.
ascot and whatever. So it's really kind of fun to have. This wall changes on a pretty regular basis. So, and Joanne has a following, so she really has a lot of people that come in specifically.
That's a wonderful collaboration. People that want to follow her gives them another reason to come here, and you're supporting local art, which is fantastic.
And you know, now we're looking at the back of the windows, but the windows are the best sales tool that we have. So we try to change the windows frequently and make them creative. Right now, I still have the garden club picket fences in there with the gloves on,
For the
which is
theme,
for the
tie-in.
theme. But so then this week we'll take everything out of the window, redo it, and have it really spruced up. because
Fantastic.
it's starting to get busy, finally.
The borough's a beautiful place to walk around and explore. There's so many great restaurants and shops here. And I think some of the stores are keeping more consistent hours
Yes.
than in the past, which is always great for visitors.
It is. It is. It's always tough because Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesdays are very quiet. So it's hard to have people, stay open when there's no traffic. But summertime, it's pretty much everybody goes to a much bigger schedule. We'll be 6 to 7 days a week, starting at the 4th. So we'll be
And
here.
there's a lot of great events coming up here in beautiful Stonington Borough. So it's a double header, a great excuse to come. There's, of course, the iconic July 4th parade,
Right.
which is like a Norman Rockwell moment. If you've never been, you have to come. It's really special.
There's something every month, big, every month for the rest of the year. So I tallied up the number of people that could potentially be here. And last weekend there were over 2,000
Oh, yeah.
with just the garden club. But
I was one of them, and it was fabulous.
Yeah.
The art show, the art walk that the Stonington Merchants Association puts on, that will be on August 12th.
September 12th.
September 12th.
September 12th, yes.
Sorry about that. What's the August event? The Como has its Como
They,
Fair.
they do. They have their Como Fair.
Which is a great one. And yeah, there's all kinds of reasons to come here. And if people want to learn more about the Merchants Association and the borough in general, where would you recommend that they look?
Well, StoningtonBoroughCT.com will give you all the information for lodging, restaurants, what's going on, activities, and that's really kind of the mecca to get that information. And we populate that with information from the chambers, from the tourist organizations, so that people, when they get here, they can just say what to do and click on it and get all this information. So
Sure, so that's hyper local to the borough itself. You'll see the Inn at Stonington and other businesses. And then if for some reason you're looking for something a little more regional, of course, you can go to oceanchamber.org and find that. And we love being a part of the Stonington Village, and of course our lobster trap tree that brings people here. There's a lot of excuses to come and explore the shops. And we're also going to be introducing our Denizens of the Deep art exhibit, which will be on display from August 1st until September 13th.
13th, that's going to be great.
And that is going to be a wonderful show, marine themed, with whales, mermaids, lobsters. And in conjunction with that, we're going to have painted oars in the stores. So this business and several others of our chamber members will have artwork created by the same artists to give you folks at home a reason to do like a scavenger hunt, to come and go in all the shops, and there's going to be some great prizes to make it worth your while.
So as we said, lots to do this summer. So and I think staycations are really going to be big this year, especially with the gas prices. I think more
Well
people, when you look at Stonington and to see how you can get there from Boston, Providence, Fairfield County, the regionality is just amazing. So we're hoping that people will take advantage of the summer to get in the car and drive 90 miles or so.
They will. They absolutely will. And make sure you put this on your list of to-dos. This is a treasure in terms of a business in the borough. A lot of interesting, unique, one-of-a-kind items that have a story, as we say, and they're going to remind you or the person that you gift it to of just a special time in your life that only that piece can bring back. And there's nothing, you can't get that at IKEA. You can't get that at a mall. You get it at a place like Stonington Consign.
Great, that's a great way to describe it too, because that's how we feel. When people ask if we're going to restock something, it's like, well, we don't know. I mean,
Yeah,
we could get something that looks like that
interesting.
doesn't have a skew.
Right.
So,
What haven't I asked you today that you'd like to mention?
you just asked I think we were talking about how we got into the business.
Yeah, originally.
Originally, so 12 years ago, I was working on a book that had nothing to do with furniture or interior design. It was for women, by women, about women, as they danced through the decades. So it was this really cool concept. I had my business partner, when I opened the business, was my partner. She decided that writing a book was more fun than, or not as much fun as opening a shop. So we ended up opening a shop as a pop-up, put the book on hold, and then that was 12 years ago. And here we are.
Haven't looked back. Fantastic.
No, it was, you know, and in this environment, it's really pretty amazing. It's a tough business. It's 100% consignment. We don't buy things, so we are all consignment. And we share the profit with the customer that brings it in, the consigner. So when we try to price everything very fairly, so much that people feel that they're getting a value a little less expensive than some other places, but that's a model that we've kind of decided to stick to, and it's been working.
So if someone at home has some really unique items or things that they think might be a good fit for your store, do they call you and make an appointment to come in to show those to you?
I ask people to send me pictures of
Photos.
the items that they have, and they can send them to my text, which is 203-921-6377, or Watson Trish, Trish, at gmail.com. They send
Perfect.
pictures. Gives me a little advantage of doing some preliminary research, looking what the market is for those items, and come up with a fair pricing estimate, and then they can decide whether they want to do it.
Right.
And that's worked pretty well, because it's just too hard to have somebody just bring in and show something, especially if we have customers in here, and so it makes it a little smoother process.
Makes sense. Great. Well, unless there's anything else,
No.
we just want to thank you for your
Thank
time today
you
on
so much.
Business
I'm
Over
excited.
Breakfast, and thank the folks at home for taking the time to watch this. We ask that you share this with your friends so that we can get greater exposure for this amazing retail store. And come down to Stonington Borough and visit Trish and her husband Brandon at Stonington Consign to Design. It's a different experience every time you walk through the doors.
132 Water Street.
Have a great day. We'll see you next time on Business Over Breakfast.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thanks, Trish.